When you get hurt, the goal of your recovery is to get back to normal training as soon as possible, is what I would have said 4 years ago before my first injury leading to my second injury. I didn't understand that if you have a busted vehicle, rushing back to the racetrack is only going to lead to more complications. It's not getting back to the racetrack that defines you. It's not getting back to your sport, to athletic training that defines you. What defines the recovery and truly measures your success is everything you do in between then. I rushed the process and only ended up paying for it down the line. I didn't realize that me rushing the foundational work of my rehab, me rushing the recovery, was simply a debt waiting to be collected further on down the line. But it's difficult to know in the moment because in the moment you're just so concerned with returning to a sense of normalcy. I didn't want to sit in the training room all day doing glute bridges, doing isometrics. I wanted to get back and lift heavy, run, jump, etc. But in this rush back to normalcy, I forgot what the actual bridge to normalcy was. Because here's the thing, I was so focused on installing the engine of my vehicle again that I forgot I have a vehicle with a broken frame. A V12 engine on a vehicle with a broken frame is only going to lead to an accident. I was looking at it with the entire wrong frame. I quantified success as being able to squat, run, jump, and do plyometrics again, even if it was at 85 to 90% capacity. That's what I considered to be a mission success. Well, I can do these things, therefore that must mean that I am rehabbed, that I am recovered. But deep down, I wasn't 100% confident. And the reality of it was, yeah, I could back squat, but I was using a bilateral movement to hide my imbalances. Yeah, I could run, but my stride lengths were different and I was only operating at 85% capacity and I knew I wasn't actually at 100%. But I used the label of being able to run to mask this and justify to myself being able to do it. I didn't truly lock in on the foundational work. I had imbalances, I had improper activation, I had hesitance in certain positions. But even though I had all these warning signs, the fact that I got cleared by my trainers and the fact that I was able to do some of these things was all of the external validation that I needed. In reality, I should have been seeking that internal validation because without 110% confidence in myself, I don't have that confidence for a reason. This confidence is earned through action, through repetition. I rushed my first recovery and not taking the foundational work seriously. If I would have taken an extra 3 to 4 months of just dialing in the foundation, building that isometric capacity, developing more mobility, eliminating imbalances, making sure both of my legs were contributing the same and that one wasn't contributing more than the other, then I wouldn't have dealt with my second injury. And since I wasn't diligent in developing that extra bit of foundation and I wanted to rush back right to the racetrack with a car that had a broken frame, I got there. I was able to squat, I was able to run, jump. One lap around, 4 months go by, another lap around, 8 months go by, car breaks down again. This time, a knee surgery on the same exact leg. Bro, again, like why me? Why am I getting hurt again? And it took a deep, long look in the mirror and some serious accountability to recognize, dude, this is my fault because I didn't take the first rehab seriously enough. I knew that I wasn't 110% recovered, yet I still jumped back into the race thinking that it was the race that defined the success of my recovery, not realizing the success of the recovery is defined by everything you do before the race to be 110% ready for it. Because here's the thing, when one part of your vehicle is broken and you jump back into that race, everything else has to compensate for it. And that's exactly what I experienced. My hamstring was never fully recovered, so everything else in my leg had to overcompensate. My quads, my hips, my lower leg, like everything else around it was overcompensating for an improperly functioning hamstring. This is exactly why when I jumped back into normal training, my body, my vehicle could only hold up for so long before breaking down again. And it wasn't coincidence, it wasn't random, it wasn't a stroke of bad luck. It was completely my fault for neglecting the foundation and not properly getting my vehicle repaired. That's why on my second injury, I did not play with the foundations. I literally put all of the athletic training stuff on the shelf. I didn't even want to look at it, didn't even want to consider it. I knew that I would get there, but all I focused on was the foundational work. All I focused on were isometrics, then mobility, and then slow eccentric strength, making sure that both my legs were equally contributing, making sure I had full confidence in all ranges of motion, making sure that I felt 110% regardless of an external validation of a PT clearance or of my ability to do a lift, even though I didn't feel like it was beneficial for me. I made sure that I knew I was ready to get back after a year of dedicating myself to the foundation, and that's why I've been able to get back and sprint at full capacity, do plyometrics at full capacity, lift, run, jump, everything that I love doing at 110%, a more athletic version of myself, because I took the foundations seriously.